Champagne may come in several different styles, but is nearly always made from just 3 different grape varieties: Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Pinot Meunier, with each of these varieties having a different influence on the champagne.
So how different types of grapes affect the taste of champagne?
Chardonnay, the white grapes. Chardonnay, we say it's fresh. Fresh, why? When you drink it, it brings acidity. Pinot Noir, I prefer Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir are powerful. Pinot Noir gives structure. With Pinot Noir, you have more sensation of fizz in front of your palate. Strong aftertaste. Pinot Meunier fills the gap between Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. Pinot Meunier, we say it's round, sweet. You have sensation of sweetness on the tongue, so you can drink it younger.
There are actually 7 grapes that are permitted for champagne production. However, the lesser-known 4 can no longer be planted and collectively make up less than 1% of all vineyards. Champagne may be produced from any combination or blend of these grapes, as well as being made from just one variety, although the majority of champagne will be a blend of Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier. Producers may also blend between different years or vintages of harvest, producing non-vintage champagne that doesn't state a year on the bottle.
A champagne house, whether it's Charles Heidsieck or other champagne houses, produce 2 types of wines. One type of wine is a non-vintage, meaning that the wine is not made from just one harvest. We blend different years together, including some reserve wines, to make a blend which will be consistent after a few years of aging. By opposition, a vintage wine is a wine produced with the grapes of one particular year.
Just one.
Just one. So basically here, every vintage by definition will be different. That's the magic of champagne.
Non-vintage champagnes are often the most important wine for a champagne house, defining their house style. Vintage champagnes are generally more complex and only contain grapes harvested in a single year. They must spend at least 3 years aging in the bottle, developing their complexity before they are released and sold. Realistically, many will spend much longer than this. Vintage champagnes are rarer, however, as they are only produced in years where growing conditions are favourable, with exceptional vintages normally occurring just once or twice a decade. Champagne may be famous for its sparkling white wines, but sparkling rosé is becoming more popular than ever, and in champagne, there are 2 ways to make it. Firstly, we have the blending method. Champagne is the only place in the world where it is legal to use this method. Quite simply, it is adding a still red wine to base white wine to make a pink rosé. Secondly, the saignée or bleeding method. Grapes are picked and pressed, and the grape skins are left in contact with the juice until the desired pink colour is achieved. This lightly coloured wine is then fermented before being bottled for its secondary fermentation.
There is 2 ways to make a rosé.
Exactly. So you have 2 options, nothing to do with the quality. One will be providing something a bit lighter, more crispy, more refreshing profile. That's the saignée. And when you make the blending method, since you are going to use final red wines, you will add a bit more structure, a bit more body. It's more a question of taste.
The sweetness of champagne is the final element of the basic differences between champagne styles, with producers adding sugar to their wines before sealing the bottles with cork. This is known as dosage and impacts the sweetness of the wine.
Dosage of the wine is the very last step in the making of champagne. It's the addition of wine and sugar that you put at the end before to put the definitive cork. It's what will help to have a good balance and good harmony in the wine. And to give an idea of what the dosage for each wine is, we use different terms. Brut is the most common one. It means you have less than 12 grams of sugar per liter. But you can also find extra brut, which will be between 0 and 6. You can find brut nature or brut zero. So this time you have no sugar at all. And demi-sec is very sweet champagne. It's more than 32 grams of sugar per liter.
Next time you open a bottle of champagne, look out for these different basic styles, which will be stated on the label. It's always good to start by asking the questions, is it a blend or single variety? Is it vintage or non-vintage? How much sugar has the winemaker added to the wine? The best way to experience the various styles is to taste different champagnes side by side. No matter what, it's always fascinating to consider how much thought has gone into every single bottle.